gosh. It started. Oh, okay. Okay, everything is smooth. I will leave it on. Okay.
The Kombat Kast starts now.
All right, and welcome to the new Kombat Kast. We're so excited to be back. I know it's been a while. Been very busy getting some trailers out there. We've been at Evo, which we'll talk about in a little bit. There it is. Yep.
I was waiting for it.
Kombat Kast, Kombat Kast. There it is. There it is.
Very excited.
Wow.
So here's the deal. We're going to introduce ourselves. I am Tyler Lansdowne, one of the community managers here at NetherRealm Studios.
I am Derek Kurtzik, one of the designers here at NetherRealm Studios.
Hi, I'm Tiago, and I am a art development director, also here at NetherRealm.
That's new.
Oh.
Weird.
Huh,
we all work together.
What are the chances?
I
So
know
today
you
we're
too.
going to talk with Tiago in a little
But
bit
he
about
is the new.
sort of creating stages and how that whole system works. And then after that, Stephanie's going to come by and we're going to run through some characters with you.
Stephanie, yeah.
We have Geras today, Ashrah, and Smoke.
Oh.
So we're going to do a character breakdown of all three of those characters. And at the end of the stream today, we're going to have a fight that QA put together, which again, like they did last time, is awesome, with Lee May and I believe Smoke.
What
With
about
a fun little fatal ending, I would say.
what about the belt battle?
It's coming back.
It's coming back?
Not today.
Oh, I have something for that.
Go ahead.
He's scared, folks. He's scared.
Very scared of the belt battle. Hope to have one of those coming for you really soon. Other than that, so that's well, we got new collectibles, by the way.
Oh.
New collectibles from Sideshow and Iron Studios.
Nice.
Classic Sub and Scorpion.
That's Scorpion, and that's Sub-Zero.
That is correct. That is why you're the art development director. Is that what it is?
Hey,
Yeah.
nice to meet you all. Thanks for having me.
First thing down, he knows some of the characters in the game.
Very important. Very important.
Yeah.
So before we start, if you weren't watching during the EVO broadcast from the finals, we did show a new trailer.
Oh, and it's a good one.
And it got... first of all, thank you so much for all the kind comments.
I will skip it. Okay. I will skip the trailer. Let's see what they will offer us in this trailer. Is he talking about the
Like the way this tree looks in this one, or we like the composition
living
of this.
forest,
Pick
okay.
and choose. And
Pick and
Okay.
choose, and we kind of combine it and Frankenstein it.
it's like an
into-
amalgamation of like many speeds into
Absolutely.
one thing that everybody agrees on.
Everyone agrees on, yeah. So we have a final concept with like a top-down kind of a view here. Here we go. So this is what the final concept for Living Forest looks like, and then we also do a top-down to just kind of help, spatially kind of figure out how this thing is laid out. And this really helps our 3D environment art
Nice.
team. So like
Nice.
This
Corey-
also shows some depth.
It does. It absolutely does. The trees are
Whoa.
almost like these ancestral
Wow.
kind of guardians that, like, they're tied to different families. So you have almost like offerings at the base of all of those trees of people that coming
So
into Living
details.
Forest year after year, kind of depositing these different offerings to the trees. And we have like little baby trees too that
Baby
are just
trees.
Little
starting
baby
out.
trees. Oh, little baby trees.
Little baby trees.
These
So-
trees don't look like they want to eat anybody.
They don't. No, these are really nice trees.
Did you get
know?
the five-legged deer in or no?
That's for something else.
Oh, gotcha.
And like the sweet like God rays coming through the trees, and like
Yeah.
it's great how like as you see it pan, how deep you can see how far
Yeah.
back the forest actually goes.
Exactly.
And just adding that depth to a fighting game, it makes it feel so living and so living.
It's a forest.
That's
It's
living.
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's just cool to see how deep it can go.
Absolutely, and even with things like JT, who does all of our lighting with the different lighting scenarios, right? Like even the different lighting scenarios
Interesting.
for Living Forest gives it a completely different vibe, right?
That's
like
awesome.
we've seen it in a couple trailers in the past, but yeah, I think it really helps. So huge shout out to the lighting guys, to the environment guys,
The
Corey,
art team
Pico,
all around.
everyone.
Absolutely.
Like honestly, fantastic work.
Thank you so much. Anything else you'd like to add about like
Beating
Stages.
Tyler.
Okay, let's
Homelander.
Peacemaker.
Ermac for me? So we have three and the rest.
Yes.
Sorry about them all.
Yeah.
Ermac's your guy. He was
yes.
an MK9 main when I first met you.
Ermac was the first main I really ever. I mean, I played the arcade games, but like
Yeah.
when I was deeply into it, first main I ever had.
True.
So very exciting. Let's welcome Stephanie
Hello.
to the cast. Going to go over some characters today. Very excited about that. Before we do that, I want to talk about our trip to Evo.
Oh yeah.
I think just on behalf of all of us, I'd like to thank everyone who was able to be there and play the game and give us such wonderful compliments and things you want to see different. Like that's the thing about these things. People, that's awesome.
Right.
But we got so many great comments, and it was just really cool seeing everyone and hanging out and watching you play the game and enjoy it. Comments?
Yeah, it's super fun when you see people do like the fatal blows or the fatalities for the first time, and they're like, "Oh my god!" and then laughing and enjoying it. it's awesome because you work on something for like years, and I've seen Johnny Cage's Fatality 8,000 times.
Yes.
But seeing
Yes.
someone see it for the first time, they're just like, that is crazy. It's a great feeling.
You sometimes you're so working on the game and just getting that excitement from
Right.
the new eyes.
Yeah.
Is awesome.
Right.
Derek.
Well, my favorite thing about Evo was just like the fans, getting to spend time with the fans, the influencers in our booth, like hanging out with them, finally meeting some of them that we've been watching for years, right? And then also these sweet ass shoes. Big fan of these sweet ass Evo shoes.
Nice.
Love those. But really just hanging out with the fans and like seeing them go from the end of the line up to playing and then being like, I'm getting back in line because they just love the experience. And also there was some updates and changes, right? A little bit of a movement change, right?
People liked that.
And people really, really dug that. And it just goes to show, yeah, we're always listening. And everything's still a work in progress, right?
Right.
Yes.
And,
sure,
and
they
that
does.
should be said right now too about just the gameplay you're going to see. There might be things that change. I think remember correctly, there's a combo I
They
created
do.
called the Dundee with Kano, which
Yep.
worked for some streams, and then some balances.
It went
happened. It went
went
bye.
bye-bye.
I still hear about the Dundee. Real quick for me about Evo, the being on stage and being able to debut the trailer for everyone was really fun and interesting and a cool, like a bucket list experience. Being able to show that for our entire team here
Yeah.
and be sort of them for a moment was really cool. Want to thank Rick.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, for giving us the opportunity to show our game off and things like that.
And Evo just was great. It was absolutely great.
Yes.
Had such a wonderful time. Stephanie, what was your favorite moment?
Oh, it's got to be the grand finals of the MK11 tournament. What a tremendous ending for not just that tournament, but kind of the competitive life of MK11 as the main stage game.
What do I hate the most?
Mirror matches.
That mirror match was incredible.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Absolutely.
incredible. My heart was pounding. I was completely invested in the moment. It could have gone either way. It ended in a crushing blow.
Right.
You can't write drama better than that.
MK11.
Right, fantastic.
That's
Yep.
MK11.
Congrats, Ninja Killer.
Yes.
Great
Yes.
job. Great job.
And everyone who competed throughout the lifetime.
The twins, the entire top six, everyone who entered, and yeah, the entire last few years. I think MK11, definitely every game we release, the level of play gets higher and higher. Players now train better, have better online,
Right.
just smarter, more experienced, and that just continued with 11.
And my main guy, Foxy Grandpa.
Yes.
Keep being Foxy.
Let's talk about.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, there's people will call them the goats of the game. Mine is probably Foxy, just for his consistency.
Very few people played MK9 at the highest level and have continued in every game we release.
If there's
It
a
is
top 8,
very
Foxy
impressive.
will 1000% be there.
And he's hella cheeky.
Cheeky. Good. There we go. So that was Evo. Thank you again for showing up. If you were able to be there, and if not, hope you'll be able to see everything on stream.
Yep.
And really enjoy it because it was great for us and just much appreciated. Let's move on.
Are we
right,
doing
you want
this?
to
We
see
jumping
Smoke?
in?
Yep, we're going to talk about Smoke today. So today we're going to talk about we're taking a character from a bunch of different trailers. We're doing
Right.
Smoke. Then we're going to do Ashrah.
Ashrah.
And then Geras.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so let's start with Smoke. I
Yep.
think when you think about Smoke throughout the last 30 years now, I think mobility is one of the things I think of. You look at when he was a secret character in MK2, he had super fast walk speed. He could walk up and throw you in like 2 seconds. Then you look at MK3, he had Human had the teleport punch, and then Robot had the teleport uppercut, and then all the way into MK9, he had the
That's right.
phase, the shake, smoke bomb teleport. Like, I think he's always been a character that can get in.
Always had mobility.
Exactly.
Always had mobility and ways to close the gap and also be right on top of you. Teleport punch!
Right. He's dangerous from full screen anywhere you want to hit a button. He has an opportunity to blow you up for it, and that continues in MK1. So let's take a look.
Let's do.
But first, let's talk about his normal attacks. One of the new things you might notice is he has this knife, which is a karambit, which is from Indonesia, I believe. And he uses it in most of his normal attacks. You can see he has this slicey dice.
Slicey dice, yep. He's just cutting you up.
Whoa. Nice.
Low slice.
There goes your Achilles.
He uses it in his uppercut, jabs, and his throw.
Oh, right under the mouth. That's the worst. Yeah.
Another noteworthy thing about his normal attacks is he has a really good long distance overhead, which is his back two.
Yep, that definitely that covers some space. That's for dang sure. And that's going to put him right where he wants to be up close, right?
Exactly. And it is complemented by a low that could be a combo starter.
So he's got instantly the low overhead mix-ups.
Exactly.
The blender.
The blender.
Yes.
Nice
Yeah, I
mix-up.
think he's going to be an awesome mix-up character.
Great.
So let's go over his special moves. You can kind of see how he plays
So
up
Smoke,
close. So
is
how
the
is he
OP
going to
character?
get that 50-50 going?
Yeah.
So the first thing we'll talk about is his
50-50.
anti-air options. One of his brand new special moves is this anti-air night toss. Jump.
How
Oh,
fast?
nailed it.
And pull you in.
How fast
Jump again.
this move is?
And if you EX it, he pulls you right up with a bunch of recovery.
Wow.
And then you can actually go into your mix-ups.
Right.
Whoa.
So he has his own kind of get over here, if you will.
Exactly.
And he's patrolling the
Nice.
skies.
Yes. So he also has a new take on the classic smoke bomb. He throws the smoke bomb into the air and then will drop down.
So he teleports
This will track the opponent, so up close,
when he throws it.
and even full screen. He'll always go behind them, and it's an overhead.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So
Now.
constantly closing the distance.
So when he
Exactly.
throws
if you
a projectile,
if you think the crowd's
he will-
blocking because of the
he will
low,
actually
go for that. And the EX version
teleport.
has an extra special
Wow.
property. Instead of dropping down
Nice
and doing
move.
an attack, he'll just drop down, and he'll be invisible.
Invisible.
Because that's what you
Like
want, is
reptile.
to deal with somebody with overheads and lows and invisible.
Right.
Yeah,
so
sounds
if
like
you
great.
were thinking, I don't know, that back two, I bet I could react to that.
Right.
How do you react to an overhead that you literally
Can't
cannot see?
Cannot
start
see.
spamming stuff.
Yep.
indeed.
Exactly.
Low pokes, low pokes. Get.
So another special move is the classic teleport. This time it starts as a low, then goes into the teleport.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So if you EX it,
Low to
you
high.
get a combo starter.
And that punch is
So he
very
can
like
extend
throwbacky to
the
like
combo.
Exactly.
MK3
It's like a
robot.
new take
On the
on
air.
robot smoke.
What?
Love it. I love
Wow.
it.
He also can
OP.
cancel this one.
Oh, okay. Something I will never do. Nope.
Great
I commit.
character.
Okay. At all times.
do.
And there's a fun property. If
Oh.
you EX cancel it, he turns invisible.
Okay,
Come
so
on.
he can go invisible in other ways.
I tried to find you, but you punched me first.
And lastly, he has a new take on his phase teleport move. He will phase through, go full screen no matter where you are, and go in with his attack. And this can be used not just to close the gap and check the opponent, but it can go under fireball. So, please fireball.
Let's see if he can do it. Oh, wow. First time Lanny.
There
Wow.
you go.
Wow.
And this can also be canceled.
I was just going to ask.
So instead of, you make a hard read on a projectile, it has a lot of recovery, you can actually stop right in front of them and get a full punish.
And go into your business.
Going
Or-
to the business.
Exactly. If they're blocking, you can go ahead, stop in front of them, go for a 50-50, jump over, a throw, whatever you want.
Cool.
He is
Did you do his throw yet?
I did.
Oh, okay.
How?
Oh, yeah, under the mouth. Didn't want to see it again. Just kidding.
When you're playing Smoke, what kind of what are you looking for in a cameo?
Great question, and I'm always a big fan of pointing out that you could shore up on your weaknesses. Like, you
Sonya.
notice he doesn't have a traditional projectile. So
Correct.
you could give him someone like Sonya who has ring toss.
Sonya.
Or you can double down on what you have
Or Sub-Zero.
and maybe get even bigger combos. Or maybe you can use someone who has new combo starters and mix-ups options. But what I picked here is Cameo Sub-Zero, who makes counter zoning even better because he has a really nifty, tricky move where he coats you in ice armor and you become projectile immune.
Oh.
So let's wait for it
Okay.
to refresh.
So he can avoid projectiles now.
Fireball me.
Fireball me.
Wow.
He is literally just absorbing fireballs and,
And
can
He
walk you down.
absorbing.
And he's taking no damage from that?
Correct.
What?
He could also turn invisible and have it on.
But now
Okay.
I want to spam it out now.
That's
Yeah,
a nice
so
move.
you pointed out earlier, one of the best things to do when someone's invisible is to start spamming projectiles. You
Right.
can hit a
Whoa.
stray while he's trying to move around. He can literally use Sub-Zero, become projectile immune, be invisible, teleport behind you, and then start doing 50-50.
That's very sneaky.
He is sneaky.
That's
He
very
is
sneaky.
sneaky.
Sneaky ninja.
And that's a great key word there, ninja, because I don't think Smoke's ever been this much of a ninja, in my opinion. I think it's pretty rad.
Oh yeah, no, I'm loving it. I think it's very cool. You know me, I'm one of those in-your-face kind of players.
You do like rushing down.
Nothing but risk.
I think I had to remind you of the block button once.
Yeah, probably.
And yeah, he definitely feels like he's going to be high risk, but really, really flashy, very, very quick.
And that's when you talk about like how you want to deal with Smoke as an opponent. Risk.
Right, yeah, I think you're going to have kind of two strategies. One would be accept that he's going to counter zone you. Your fireballs are not going to be super efficient. Just play the game, patient, bait him out, punish him. Or rush down the rush down guy. And like someone like Liu Kang who might have faster normals up close, be able to poke him out, go for your own mix-ups, that kind of stuff.
Got it.
Cool.
But he is definitely going to bait mistakes, punish people that are, getting too big for their britches, and then go for big combos and all that. And I think he's going to be really exciting to watch.
Awesome. We should probably take a look at the. You have anything more?
No, I think we should show you the Fatal Blow.
Let's do it.
So this also goes with this theme. It'll track you no matter where you on screen, and it's an overhead. So check out this.
All right. Blam.
Ooh. Oh my god.
So, any last notes about Smoke?
No, I'm just really excited to see like the really creative players mix him up with different cameos and stuff. And
Okay,
so
let's see
long
Ashrah now.
kind of been redesigned and reimagined anyway. So she's got a real fresh coat of paint. So let's check her out.
Let's do it.
All right.
So Ashrah is a demon who has found an artifact, the Chris. It's a mystical sword. And
So
when
she cannot
slays demons
play
with it,
without her
purifies
soul? Or what? Or
So
what?
she fights with the Chris all the time, and you could imagine that gives her exceptionally good range.
How many bad things do you think she's done that she's constantly having to purify her soul?
She is literally a demon from the netherrealm, so I think she's been a bad girl.
All right.
She's done that. She's been
So
through
in
it.
this
All
game
right,
will
she's done
be no
a few bad
variation.
things.
You can see almost all
So
of her
she
normal
cannot
attacks
be
use her
playing
weapon. She's got a
without
super
her
good
sword.
uppercut.
Which is going to give her good range
Yeah,
instantly.
even her sweep uses her sword.
Little bop there.
I believe if
That's a
they
professional term.
Yeah,
for it.
we all know that's the bop.
make it
I've played
happen.
against Dan in cinematics plays a lot of Ashrah, and the range she keeps you at is.
I would like to
frustrating
see
range.
Ashrah
Right.
playing
Let's go
without
over
her
throw.
sword.
Slashy slash.
The slashy slash. We got a bop. We got a slashy slash. Ooh. Little frost throw.
Cross assist, okay.
And now let's go over special moves because they are very neat. She has a really unique playstyle. So the first thing she has is projectile, which is not a
Projectile?
typical fast, tiny projectile. It takes up a ton of real estate on
Wow.
screen. Does not go full screen,
Is that Tanya?
and it's not the fastest in the world, but it reaches almost to the top of the screen.
So you're not jumping it.
Exactly.
Right.
So
And
many.
you're not ducking it.
Exactly.
Good one,
It
Tyler.
also has crisscross, which is a sword slash, which is an excellent
So
combo
many
ender.
things going on.
And control kind of the ground
stage.
and the air.
Is that Melina?
And what's one of the ways you beat like long range footsie tools?
You beat?
Beat it, yeah, by jumping. So you could say crisscross makes you
Jump, jump.
Wow. You really set these up.
Oh, yeah.
This one. This Tanya. This girl is
Look.
Tanya, I guess.
I don't understand why people say this is cringe. I don't get that.
No, not at all.
It's my least favorite term on the internet, by the way.
So, did any of the attacks you were just showing have EX versions?
Yes. In fact, I'll show one right now. The sword uppercut, which when you EX it,
Show us, please.
allows her to combo.
Awesome.
Wow.
But the projectile and the crissity crossity.
They just do more damage.
Oh, okay,
Powerful.
cool.
And I think crisscross has a pop-up.
Okay, cool.
She has
So
a
thanks
mix.
for reminding me.
Yeah. Team, no problem.
And then lastly, we have her ghost dash. So this is a cool move where she sends a ghost, travels as far as she wants, and she can cancel it.
Sounds good.
Nope.
And she can also do this quicker version that goes behind you.
But you're following it.
Exactly.
So, for the most part, she's got a bunch of range attacks,
Yes.
and she can get distance with her sword attacks. So she really kind of plays that mid to far game. And if you try jumping in at her, she has that special move that just is a rising sword attack that's just then going to allow her to extend air combos.
Exactly.
Nailed it.
But there's one really cool mechanic involved in all this that makes her just an added layer to make her a little bit more in depth.
Tell us about that layer. Let's
She can
peel that onion.
Tap into her dark side, and this changes the properties on most of her special.
Okay.
Her fireball becomes a ground spark. It can reach full screen.
Oh,
It's a
geez.
Short, medium, and far version.
Okay. And so that you have to choose which version, right?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Pretty quick.
So I gotta turn it back on.
All right, gotta turn on the darkness.
Her shadow charge completely changes, and now it actually teleports her to the location,
Okay.
and she can again
She's
cancel it,
fast and has
Okay,
uh,
okay.
coin
or
ability.
actually go directly to where the ghost is, and she can use that to go behind you. She can cancel it.
with
and
more
she can still do
damage,
the quick attack.
I guess.
Okay.
Now, one thing you might notice is when she's doing these moves, the opponent is getting dark side attached to them. which
Yeah,
can stack
those little
That's
swirly
right.
things around there, right?
Exactly, which can stack up
good.
to 3 times. Once she turns back to light, all of her light attacks will then do an extra hit of damage, depending on how many stacks she
Extra
has.
damage.
Very cool.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Now, some of the ghost slashes. Can you do any of those in the air, or anything like
Yes,
that? Yeah.
She can do all the ghost slashes in the air and drop down.
Oh, jeez.
She can do an attack. She can have combos with it.
What can't she do?
Pretty much.
I don't think she has a command grab.
She does not
What
have
she
a
can do.
Or a pure soul.
So playing as her, your goal is
She is
really
powerful.
you're switching back and forth and back and
Exactly.
forth to get
Yes.
as much damage as you can.
She
Yes,
brought
you're
her.
wanting to switch it back and forth depending
but
on the
more
range you're at,
powerful.
what the opponent's tools are. And,
You can really
know.
min
And
max
you're
your damage.
and you're locking them down
Exactly.
with distance anyway,
Wow.
too.
So, let's talk about cameos. I chose
Cameos.
Frost.
Okay.
You might be saying, now how am I supposed to be switching in and out in the middle of a fight?
Right.
Liu-Kang's going to be advancing on me. He might do his flying kick, his fireballs, and all that. Well, let's cover a couple of Frost moves. One is the ground ice, straight from Deadly Alliance. Super fast, low combo starter.
And it seems to cover like a majority of the screen.
Exactly. This is going to be a big time movement check when you're fighting Frost. You can let it rip at any time. It's going to be super dangerous. That's going to keep the opponent on their toes.
And then boom, you've hit it. Swap.
Exactly. She also has Orby Orb,
Orby Orb.
where she sends a frozen orb out, a slow-moving orb that'll freeze the opponent if it hits them.
And you gotta respect that, that's basically it.
Exactly. A perfect time to switch your stance. Get your things going.
Great move.
Cool.
And then lastly, she has this
Nope.
stalactite move that's a super quick combo ender. Or if she holds it, she gets a secret special 4th move
What?
where she does these stabby stabs. And if you block, you can see this has. Can you
Block.
pick up the controller and
sorry,
block? This will actually push you full screen and do chip, and that can get you back in range.
That easily will help.
before you're
And that's a
switching
low
out.
too that you're doing there.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And
I get it now.
Now, the meter burner hold down stabby stab. Did that cost any additional meter
That's why
or
can
anything
you-
like
I
that?
believe
important
it's
to this
still
game.
the same as regular. I
Okay.
believe. I do not have the cooldown times.
Okay.
and also something to mention, still game in progress. Things
Yeah.
are still being tweaked and
Yes.
balanced and whatnot.
Totally.
So things you see here, damage wise and that sort of thing, may change.
Yeah.
Obviously. So,
So-
just
Oh,
keep that in mind.
there's a very good chance.
Yes.
There's a very good chance.
We'll
they will.
all remember the combo I did back in
Oh, here he
11
goes.
that just didn't work later.
No.
And I
Oh, the
still
Dundee.
The Dundee, yeah.
Dundee, and I still hear about it to this day.
So let's check out our fatal blow. I think the wings are
Frost, we saw
so
it.
rad.
Yeah,
Okay.
huge fan of the wings.
Show me
Audible
Ashrah.
gasp during the fatality.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And that is Ashrah. It is super exciting to have
my
her
God.
back. I love how
Wow.
we've again taken these almost 20-year-old
The
characters
creativity in this game.
and reimagined them.
Welcome back, Ashrah.
As
Still a demon.
Awesome. Can you said
Still
that.
a
I'm sorry.
demon.
Yes.
You might want to turn the buzzing off of that one. The other one
because
is
creativity
doing
is
the
at
little buzz.
another
So Ashrah,
level.
another character.
You dropped your mic.
Lost my mic.
We're good.
You know, whatever.
You lost
Super
your mic.
excited. I loved being in the crowd when you see a character like when Havoc popped,
Yeah.
and when Ashrah popped, and you have all these people being like, and of course there are some people because I saw some videos later of people who it's been so long, like you said,
Yeah.
where they're like, who is it? And it takes them a second, then they're like,
Oh yeah, when you
that's who
haven't
it is.
seen a character for 16 years,
Right.
it's completely acceptable for you to have to think about who it is, or if you got it wrong, it's okay.
Right.
You know, like
just like it was
Yeah,
that
it's
was
so
really cool. Is just because I think one of the we said earlier, but like we kept on teasing Reptile.
Yeah.
Reptile was getting teased over
a little
and over
bit.
again.
We did a little bit.
And just knowing in my heart what it was really going to be, how long it was going to be, and I mean,
Many people didn't know who Serena was.
right.
Right. And with her now having more of this demon form and things like that, right? Even more misleading. Okay to not know, you know, for sure.
But had a really great time with that, and I'm very excited today too because I'm actually going to be doing a character breakdown today.
You're going to do a character breakdown. How many times are you going to mess up inputs?
I don't know.
Okay.
You have been playing Geras a lot, so I have confidence.
I have, and we Steph and I went through it yesterday, and I feel like it went okay. And I was
Okay.
I'm not doing a bunch of like that.
maybe.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
and that's the cool thing. Let me just talk real quick about Geras. Is he has a lot of tricky stuff you can do, but just on a base level, you can still, if you're not an uber pro, you can still do a chunky amount of damage.
Okay. Okay.
So Geras, just a quick thing about Geras' gameplay. He's a brawler,
Yeah.
right? But there are times where Geras wants to keep you away, like you want to stay away from them, so Geras can set up some of the traps we've been talking about that I'll be showing you in a little bit. So he can lock you down in those ways as well. I think Geras is going to be good for really a lot of players. Players who like command grabs, players who
me.
like big brawlers, players
Players
who
like to play like Tyler.
players like but then also he has a lot of sort of maybe I guess upper level moves that some of the higher level players can leverage too.
Oh, yeah,
Which
yeah, yeah.
I've been playing Geras for a little bit now, and I'm just starting to test those.
Geras was pretty popular in MK11.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think in this game he's definitely a thinking man's grappler and
Right.
brawler.
Oh, see that
Well-
may be a problem.
Could be a problem. So let's actually go ahead and talk about him. I am going to go with I went with Goro, mainly because I love Goro, and also he does help with
look
my
good.
gameplay a lot, and we'll go
Right.
through that in a little bit.
And you like a team of bigs.
I do.
He's
So
taller.
just real quick, Geras has Goro has a couple moves. He has
taller
punch in
than,
the air, right? So you can do that.
Punch,
To,
yep.
You can do that to sort of elongate combos sometimes, things like that.
Yes.
He also has Stomp.
You can't have Goro without Stomp.
Now listen, Stomp is different.
Oh.
Stomp takes your entire bar.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it is full.
See?
So I know people will be like, Stomp, you have to commit to it.
But
And
it
then
sounds
finally, there's a
bad.
thing called the omelet
In the
toss, which
background.
is... I did the wrong button.
No, that's punch walk.
Punch walk again.
That's punch walk.
He has omelet toss where he will throw you up in the air.
Omelet toss.
Omelet top.
And he will. So that can be grabbed like if you're ducking, for instance. That can be it can be used to
Omelet toss?
Don't do that. So that's what I use. Now I want to go through some of the strings, and this will all kind of make sense a little bit how he works. Probably my favorite string he has is forward 4-4.
Show us
Just
extended
hits the
combo.
ground, pops you up. It's a low.
Did you make a little sandcastle there?
He
What
makes a
happened
little
there?
sand at the end. Boom. Knocks you up.
Nice
So
launcher.
for this, then you can start doing your air stuff. Let's go over the air stuff real quick. He has 4 unique grabs he can do in the air based off his air combos. So he has this, where he'll give you the old pile driver.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Which you are a fan of.
I am.
And you can see that
Choke slam.
Holy
side
shit.
you
Yes,
on
you can
that.
choose what side.
7
to switch.
hits.
And then you can do this with different inputs. Oh, I did it wrong, sorry.
And when you say with different inputs, what do you?
Different punches in the air
Oh, okay, gotcha.
lead
gotcha.
to different things. So one is 1-2, the other is 2-1.
I think
Gotcha,
this game
gotcha.
And
needs
then he's
cushion
got
blow.
this one where he'll just.
It will be way,
It's really neat to see
way
the air
better.
combat extend to grappling.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty
more
much like
fun
He'll
to
knee
play.
you away.
More
Yeah.
fun.
air combat. Just a huge fan. I just
It's
love.
so
I'm
fun.
so in love with it.
He also has this overhead, which is so it's not
What?
it's not safe entirely, but it's you can throw this out there quite a bit because
What?
you get a big amount of pushback and you're
Right.
back to back.
Mm-hmm.
He's got back 1-2, which is neat because this is that range where you don't want to be here, get a little closer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that can be canceled too, so you can do like
Look at this range.
No, you brought a buddy out.
I did. Let's do the throws real quick before I forget because I know people get mad if we forget the throws, and I understand that.
They are very cool.
Goro comes in.
And Goro kind of got a glow up too for
He
anybody
did a
that
little
didn't
bit,
notice,
yes.
right? From the earlier first views of Goro, oh, he's gotten a glow up.
Oh, I don't want to forget this too because I know people want to see that he does indeed have body splash.
And if a character has a body splash, that's instant means
This
Tyler can
range
win.
is crazy.
This is one of the cooler moves too. He's got, I think we've all seen the wall he can do.
He's got a little belly bump.
Ooh.
Little belly
And
bump.
you'll throw him through the wall. And here's the other thing: you can kind of just throw this out, like from distance. Let me get a little far away from you. You can kind of, even like it's not a
Grab him.
projectile, but it can be kind of feel like one in a way.
Right. And the beginning reminds me of how people block in No Mercy for N64.
It really does.
So that's important.
There it
too.
is. There
Right.
it is. Yep. I'm gonna go over some specials now. So this is the one that changes his game.
Okay.
It's called Countdown, and he'll put a hourglass out, right? If, and this is what I was talking about, he wants to keep you out. Like got it. Now I have 3 loaded. Once he has 3 loaded, he can do it again.
I get it now.
Up behind you, and now you are frozen. And the last move you take is the reaction you have, like the frozen thing from the last game.
Right.
So he actually
If you meter burn it,
have the ability
you have 3 already. Now throw a projectile.
to do more damage.
Try good. So if you're,
Is this
I gotta
ability?
read it harder. Go ahead. So if you do that, you can. If you're hard reading things like that, you can get behind him and whatnot.
Sure.
So once you have that out,
Holy shit.
the game changes.
Right.
They are afraid of moving. Now it's blockable. It is blockable. But
Okay.
the game.
How are you gonna block that?
I played up people where they're starting to read it.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Here's another thing. Go ahead and do some damage to me. Okay. Now we have it set to 1% right now, but when you do that, the other thing you can do is if you meter burn the snap like that, you can redo what you've done, go back to where you were,
Rewind time.
and get your health back.
What?
Nice. And
So-
that uses the same clocks that you would charge for the.
Yes.
So
But how,
You can
how
charge
will
the
he
clock,
do this?
and once that clock is fully charged at 3 times or
Yes.
whatever, then you have multiple moves that branch from
Is
that.
it easy to perform?
Now this it
There's
gets,
another layer.
It gets better.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't show you one of the different strings on purpose.
Oh. Okay.
So you can
Whoa.
do this. This string, as you see, brings out an hourglass. And guess what? That counts.
That counts.
It does.
Oh.
Let's move
That's
on.
cool.
Let's move on to another move.
Okay.
Sandstorm. Right?
Now, is there different distances for Sandstorm, or is it track?
Yes, there are.
Different distances. Gotcha.
It also can be a meterless launcher.
Oh.
Right? So you can do like this. And catch
my
them.
God.
Do that. Meterless launcher. Now, where they're standing in the sandstorm depends on where they like. If they're at the back of it, they'll fly
That
back.
move is very
in the
cool.
front of it, they're front.
That's
forward.
science.
Now, if I meter burn
That's
it,
not
you gotta
science.
see
That's
that,
logic.
Another clock.
Nice.
It'll time out, and then explode. So you're kind of controlling space,
Right.
but that also adds to your clock.
Interesting.
So
And that's going to force them to either advance or back up. Back up is good for you. Advancing,
Right.
you can go for your mix-ups.
So
wow.
super cool stuff you can do with that. I really enjoy
You can
just
do much
getting it, and then you can, that's
and too much.
Oh.
So it
With
just
this
it can
guy.
change the way the game's played.
Yeah. He plays his own game.
What I just showed was world stop.
will do
Just back forward 1.
Many things.
You can just
with this.
stop time, and I can do this. Now I can go on either side too, where I can.
You
hold
can
back,
extend
land
your
there.
combo. You
If you
can
meter burn it,
create your own
just turns
combo.
into a time stop.
with
Oh
this
man.
ability.
He seems
Wow.
pretty nasty.
Wow,
nasty.
eight
He seems
hits.
pretty
The
nasty.
effects are amazing.
243.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
He does have a command grab, which you can throw away, or you can throw toward. Oops, sorry. Like that. Mm-hmm. Now here's the fun part. Let's say you're in the corner.
Can you throw
Let's
him
see.
again?
Now I would love Luke
Again
to
and
be in
again
the
and
corner.
again.
Right.
So I can do that.
Can you repeat
right?
it?
Yep. There he goes.
Just
Or
like a loop?
if I want to do more damage, anytime
He
you
will
throw
be
someone away from the corner,
unstoppable.
you get the one.
Oh, cool.
Boom!
Oh, that's
Ooh.
nasty.
So if I'm throwing so you can give up good spacing if you want to cash out that extra damage.
Damage or positioning.
Like,
yeah.
is this gonna end the round?
Right.
If I do that, throw them out.
Yeah, totally.
At least I would.
Yeah.
So that command grab's really great. It can also it'll combo too. Like if it's in the air, you can't like combo on the ground, but if it's in the air, you can catch people.
The range on it is also very interesting.
Yeah, so you can do it from close, but also like right about here. So
Yeah, that's really, really
you
good.
always and also just point blank.
Right.
So he's pretty much good up close, mid, and far.
Yeah.
Far, he has a little more trouble far.
Sure.
Far, he's going to be able to set up his stuff.
I was gonna say,
not
then
as
you're
much
just-
press advantage.
You're putting up
right.
clocks.
But
if
people
you're far.
also, you can start getting hit with projectiles during that period.
Right.
Right.
And also, like, you will notice the more you play against the Geras, the snap thing, I've been blocked on it a whole bunch of times because people know that you're trying
Sure.
to set that up.
But now, obviously, then if they have the mental stack where they are then focused on blocking it or punishing
Mm-hmm.
it or doing fireballs, that means that's your opportunity. You've established that, you conditioned them. Now he could advance forward and go for his overhead, his low, his grab.
Right.
100%.
If you're doing something
yeah.
that makes the opponent
Right.
pause, that's you. Then you've won.
And is it more dangerous sometimes to hold it for a full round?
Exactly. Yes.
Right. And also, they may forget they're looking for the snap, and now they do a combo to you, and you just rewind out of it. You
Yes.
use it for that.
That's a great point.
Show us.
So
his
next
fatal
thing we
blow.
got. This is a. Oops, there was again. Sorry. He's got this burst, right? Denial here, and it's just just kind of a pushback. You can
get off
combo
me.
it, right?
Nope.
But I would say that's not the time you can do it. But the cool thing is, it is his metered. It does a
His armor.
armor move. Yes, sorry.
Oh, okay.
So let's say I'm in the corner, and I want to wake up to it. I can. Oh, not me. There we go.
Gotcha. Get off of me.
And
Get
it's
off
really
me.
good if like I get jumped on the in the. So if, like
Yeah, it's just your
Right.
get off me tool.
yes
For sure.
So he does have that. I mean, Geras. It seems like he has a lot. I will say once you start playing it, it all sort of flows together very very well.
Right.
Once you start getting the game plan down, he has this move here which is really cool. So go full screen for me. I can do this, and now look, I am ethereal. Now hit me.
Oh.
If you hit me, I can take it. Oh, I can take a hit, right? So hold on, and then I will go back to where I started. You can do that with projectiles.
Oh,
right?
really?
But now I can do like things like this, where I will walk you down. I know I have a hit I can take, or I can walk you down, and you're like, "What's he doing? What's he doing?" And I can still do moves.
That's so cool.
Now here's where it gets crazy.
This has been pretty crazy already. Like, I don't know what the next level of crazy
Yeah,
could be.
you've never done one of these. You're like, but wait, there's more.
There is one more thing which I've actually had QA make a video for because I am not good at doing it yet, but it's really cool. So the meter burn version will freeze time, and you're able to use your clone and yourself. You'll see.
What?
Let's take a look at that video.
Whew.
That's so cool.
Right.
It's really giving me some Kenshi vibes.
That part will probably be the last thing I put into my repertoire, and it'll
Right.
probably be something simple for myself as just an average player. But I've already started finding things that I can do with it. So that's Geras. I think he's a ton of fun. I've really
Oh,
enjoyed.
his fatal blow.
You're
Yep.
right.
I was gonna say, he didn't do his fatal blow, bud.
Let's do that. Oh, right. So it is from about where you start a battle is where as its distance, and then it teleports to you and grabs.
Goro.
This is so painful looking.
He'll be fine.
He will be fine. It's just a game.
Awesome. So that's
That's Geras.
Geras.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people look at like brawlers or
Oh.
grapplers as being like simplistic or like honestly
The creativity
kind of
is
dumb and
under-
derpy.
Right.
And he's the opposite of that. He is a fairly
So much
complex,
level, higher
nuanced-
level.
Well, he's got to protect the hourglass, so he's got to
Right.
be
He's a
fully
smart
loaded with
guy.
anything that he needs.
And like I said too, because I'm obviously like a lot of players out there, average if not a percent more,
Right.
and I've still found so much to do, and I
This
haven't even
game
scratched the surface of some of the other
It's
stuff.
on fire.
So I'm excited to see what players who are far
Has
better than me are able to
so
figure out.
much
Because
to
right
offer
now, doing the stuff I'm
to
doing,
the
I'm having a
players.
blast.
The
Or
fans.
if you just want to knock someone in the air and do a pile driver,
I'm so
Still
interested
fun.
that too.
Still
Yeah.
fun.
The
And
story
it happens a
mode.
lot, and it's super cool. It's very easy to set up too, and it's awesome.
Interested,
So
I'm,
that would be.
excited
What do we got?
to see.
Birthday shout outs.
do it.
I really felt you were about to wrap things up, and I was like,
So yeah, that's it guys. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoy it. Leave a like on this video and subscribe if you are not already. Until the next one. See you guys. Bye bye. Peace.